Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Fix the Morning Show. I'm Tony T here. On our show today, we're going to get picks here from this 9-game card here from the NFL, 6 games from the NBA. College football takes a break, but back again tomorrow. We'll have picks for you as well from college hoops. And then Rod will help us up with this NHL card here for a Sunday. And then, of course, we'll have our parlays for you, peripheral segment at the end. Let's say hello to the cappers and get right to the picks so we don't mess around here on the Tony Fix Morning Show. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, I'm feeling cold just looking at you, man.
Yeah, it's chilly out here up north north of the border there. Temperatures are dropping even more. It's just one of those things. It is December. we're past middle of winter, so bring on the deep freeze. We're used to it up here as Canadians. It is what it is. So we can still watch lots of sports. So it's what happens is we do a lot more things indoors. A lot more indoor events going right now, which means lots of football. So I'm glad that we got lots of sports to tune into and watch. And definitely it's the mad dash outside. You take the dogs outside, they like run. They do the same thing. They're now acclimatized to it as well. They run out, do their business, run back in. So you just don't spend a whole lot of time outside. And when you do, you don't have a whole lot exposed. You should see. I'll be like this. That's it. You couldn't even tell it was me. I'll have to show you one time and do a video, me all bundled up when you have to enter outside.
Absolutely. Great. Let's say hello to Solo. Solo, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Decent day yesterday. We made a little plus money. We're going to try to run it back today, have a better day. Tricky card, so we'll pick our spots. Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the money here in NFL. Let's get it underway here. 9-game card. We'll knock 3 in this block here. Colts and Giants here. We got the Colts now up to 7.5 here. It looks like Flacco will be a quarterback here, total 40.5. Raiders and Saints. Raiders 1.5, 2, total 37.5. Titans and Jags. Boy, what a block this is here. This one here to pick them, total 38.5. Yes, these are the 1-800 games that we always joke about. These are definitely the 1-800 block right here. Let's start with Rod.
Yeah, these are definitely the block of 1-800 games. So for me, I still can't bet Tennessee there in that one. I'll have to go with the Jags. Was it a point now? I think it is in most places. Maybe so at a pick 'em, but I think most places are at a -1. I think the Jags can slow up Tennessee enough, and defensively, I think it's the Jags are gonna have to throw it through the air, and I think they do enough through the air to get the win there in that one. I don't think it's going to be an exciting game. I think we're going to see some of these games that are going to look like the Seattle game earlier this week, where it was like 6-3, boring, really ugly games. So give me the really boring, ugly with the Jags in that one, and then the other one that you went to was the Colts, right?
Yeah, the Colts, Giants, Raiders, Saints.
Colts, Giants. What was the Colts 7.5? Yuck! This is just too many. Give me the Giants plus the 7.5 there, and that one. Hold my nose. And I just don't trust the Colts. It's just they like to run the ball. Flacco could control the offense, but I think that Giants defense slows them up today. And 7.5, that's just too many. Give me the Giants plus the 7.5 there in that one.
Yeah, so let me update you guys on the weather. It looks like we have a lot of rain in some spots. Not much snow. The temperatures aren't very cold enough here across the East Coast here. Buffalo Jets, 73% chance of rain, 54 degrees, but 23 mile an hour per wind. That's when it gets screwed. That's when it screws up the passing game. We got over 20 mile an hour winds there, 23 there in Buffalo. Jacksonville, we're looking at 96% chance of rain, 78 degrees, 15 mile per hour winds. The other weather spot here is Carolina and Tampa Bay. 72% chance of rain, 75 degrees, but light wind there in Tampa Bay. Atlanta, Washington, this looks at 84% chance of rain. But again, warmer temperatures for this time of year, 58 degrees, 14 mile per hour wind. So no snow, but we could get wet out there in those games. So let's get on over to Solo.
Yeah, the Colts and the Giants, this is a nasty game. I don't think the Giants really want to win this game. I think they want to secure their draft position. So I think they'll get off the gas. But the 7.5 with the Colts is not something I really like. So I think points will be premium. I'm going to take this total under. The Raiders and the Saints, it's kind of the same situation. The Raiders won last week versus the Jags. I'm not sure they really wanted to do that. I think Pierce, is coaches for his job. It's like they say, coaches don't tank, but the organization does. So I think the players will play hard, even though these teams will want them to kind of lay down. This Raiders and the Saints have no offense. We gave up 30-something last week. I don't think the Raiders can score the same, so we'll take this total under. I don't think the Saints score very many points today. Take both games under.
There from Solo. I'll tell you what I think about these games here. I'm going to lay with the Colts. I mean, what I've seen with this Giants team, averaging 10 points per game at home, failed to cover 6 of 7. At least Flacco has a pulse out there. 67% completion rate, 6.9 yards pass step. The Colts are long shots to make the playoffs. There is still life. Denver lost the game, so it does give us some hope. It's a long shot though, and you never know with the Chiefs. The Chiefs got to beat the Broncos. You don't want to see your division. You don't want to see anybody from your division in the playoffs. So those backups for the Chiefs will be trying to win that game. So you never know what will happen. Sometimes teams can lose because they make mistakes, but Colts a slight chance to get in there, a long shot at best. Raiders, what do Raiders do this time of year? They win. This is what they do. This is their time. They get the Saints here. Spencer Rattler at quarterback, but Aiden O'Connell does give them a better shot of winning. I have to give them that there. It's a short week, and there's injury disadvantage for the Saints here. So I'll look at Vegas in this spot. Let me take a look here at what the injuries here. Kamara out, Valdez Scantling out. They got guys on the IR as well. The highest health rating is the Raiders' offense. The lowest health rating is the Saints' offense at 63.9. Of course, because there are key offensive players on the IR for New Orleans, this Chow ratings just sends me to this one here. It's pretty much the healthy.
And I think Olave is going to play, but it's no sense. He's had 4 concussions in 2 years. They might as well rest him. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense to me. Titans and Jaguars. Well, the angle here is the Jaguars' defense in a little better form right now, and their passing game in better form. Titans have failed to cover 13 of 15. At least you get a pulse for the Jaguars here. The defense in better form, off the passing game a little better there. So in that one, I'll look at the Jags as well in this one. And the home team. What can you say there? All right, let's continue on here on the Tony Dix Morning Show with you every day, 9:30 a.m. each time. Guys, give us those likes, those thumbs up. Help us build up our audience. We greatly appreciate it. Great help from all the audience. Our numbers have just skyrocketing here on this new format. So we appreciate everybody's contributions, as well as not from our cappers and from our community out there in the chat and the viewing audience and listening audience. All right, let's get to the next set of games here. We got still early slots here, 1 Eastern time. We got 6 games in the 1 Eastern time slot. Here's the games for this block. Jets and Bills. Bills laying 10, total 45 points there. Panthers at Bucks. We got the Bucks here fighting for the division. 9.5-point favorites, total 48. Cowboys and Eagles. Eagles here will be with a backup quarterback. 7.5-point favorites at home, total 38. We start here with Rod.
Yeah, and looking at these ones, I like the under in the Jets of Buffalo. This is a divisional battle game. I just don't see Buffalo running up, and as Tony alluded to, I believe it's windy. 23-mile-an-hour gusts of wind. Oof. That means the ball's going to go. It's going to have whatever way the wind's going. It's going to have this little curve to it. So we're going to
see the hot dog wrappers flying everywhere.
Yeah. We're going to see the hot dog stuff blowing. It's if there's still remnants of snow, we'll see snowballs flying. Give me the under. And that total's dropping. I seen 47.5 last night. It's now I'm up, and it's 45.5. So give me the under in that matchup. And then Carolina, Tampa Bay. Carolina's been a scrappy bunch over their last few games. Were they 5-1 ATS the last 6? Definitely been covering numbers. It's a big number for the Bucs to cover. I like the Bucs in the first half. Solid team. I think they jump out to a big lead. We know they want the win to try to secure the division. But teams that would just want wins. Sometimes they don't look at these big giant numbers. So I'm going to take Tampa in the first half. I believe I can see a 6.5 in most books. So give me Tampa Bay minus 6.5 in the first half in that matchup.
There from Ron. Hey, first half's maybe the good strategy here. We do document first halves on a Tony's Picks Tony'sPicks.com premium area. So first half, we may see a lot of those first half plays in the premium section today here. Just reminded me about that here. Just maybe the time of the year. Let's go on over to Solo.
Yeah, the Jets and the Bills, like I've been saying all year, Aaron Rodgers on auto fade, but this is a tricky situation due to the weather and where we are in the season. This is just a lot of points. This is a divisional game. I think it's a physical style. I'm going to take this total under 45.5. I just think that's the play in this game. Dallas and Philly. I like the way Dallas has played ball lately. I'm not a big fan of Kenny Pickett. Came in and he had a little success right away, but then as time went on and the plays You started to see a lot of things. I don't think he can protect the ball. I think Dallas is live in this one. I'm going to take Dallas +7. Carolina and Tampa Bay, I think these teams go up and down and score some points. Ever since Bryce Young got back in the game, he's showing a little something. If these receivers would catch the ball, Carolina would be in a lot more of these games. We're going to take this total over 48.
They're here from Solo. Yeah, I'll tell you what I think about these games. Bills in a situation, if they win, they clinch the number 2 seed. Jets playoff eliminated here in this spot. I just think with this conditions, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be able to put up stats. I like Buffalo here just to rough shot him. Give me the living over the dead here, the living at home here with the Bills. We look at the New York here, 2-7 to the spread on the road against winning teams. They lay down in these spots. I'll look at the Buffalo here. Carolina, Tampa Bay, I agree with Solo. I look for a high-scoring game here. Carolina, Tampa Bay over 48.5. One thing to note here with this Carolina team, they are injured defensively. The Carolina defense has a very low chow rating right now, 73.2. They got banged up in that last game. They're missing a lot of guys. Tampa Bay does have a significant injury advantage here. The Bucs offense has the highest health rating. The Panthers defense has the lowest health rating. So I think we're going to see points galore in this one. I agree there. In that one, Cowboys and Eagles, I'm going to go under. I mean, you got Pickett, you got Cooper Rush. I think of the Eagles here, you're going to get pretty much a conservative game plan here. We know Dallas has eliminated a win, and the Eagles can clinch the NFC East. You got to be concerned here because you got a backup here, so you don't want Washington to have any. We want to get it out of the way here and get that division title. So what I see here is I really see a conservative game plan here from Philly and a really close game here, and not wanting to make mistakes here with Pickett at quarterback. And of course, the Cowboys are still trying hard because remember their coach. I guess they're playing for the coach. I guess they're putting it on the organization, the general manager, and the player picking, and not just. Which I give Jones credit. He's not really. He knows what he's not really putting a lot of heat on the coach here, but they're performing. When you look at the Eagles defense, they've really played well defensively against the division. So either game plans are working here. So I like him in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Let's get to the late games here and the Sunday Nighter. We've got here in this next block, Dolphins and Browns. Dolphins 3.5 here. They got some life with that Denver loss yesterday. Packers and Vikings here. This one, we've got the Vikings 1, total 49. Falcons and Commanders, your Sunday Nighter. The Falcons here, dogs. We got Washington 3.5, total 46.5. Let's get started with Rod.
Yeah, looking at these ones in this time block, the low in the afternoon one in the night game. Looking at the Dolphins game here, Dolphins are like the Colts. They have a slim chance of making the playoffs. They got to win out, and get some help. So they come into Cleveland and get the win. Sure. Look at that total. Woo! That total just keeps dropping too. It's at 33.
Yeah, and Tua, by the way, Tua's doubtful in this game.
Tua is doubtful with a hip injury, right? So most likely he's not. I think it's going to be Huntley getting the start for the Dolphins in this one. So we've seen Huntley before. He's definitely capable of scoring some points. I mean, if you look at that chunk, they scored 40 points with that duo over a few games when Tua was out. So offensively, they'll still be able to move the ball. The Browns, I get this under in this one. I'll take the Dolphins in the first half. As I said, I think they head to the locker room with a lead. Probably be this game is really going to look like the Seattle game, 6-3. Maybe I just don't see a whole lot of points. That's why this total's dropping. So even at 33, I would take the under as the play there. And I like the Dolphins in the first half. I think they hit the locker room with a lead in that one. I believe I see -2s, -1.5 Dolphins in the first half. I'll take the Dolphins there in the first half. And then the Sunday Nighter, you look at that one, Atlanta and Washington. It's one of those spots where you think that the Washington's defense hasn't been good, giving up points. Atlanta's offense definitely racking up the points. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go contrarian and take the under in this one. It was at 47.5, and it's slowly dropping to 46.5. I see it down to 46 in some books as well. So surprisingly, primetime game, give me the under Atlanta and Washington. There's a lot on the line.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot on the line there for that game as well. Washington battling, Atlanta trying to win the division. It's going to feel like a playoff game. Give me the under in the Sunday Nighter.
There from Rod on over to Solo.
Yeah, Miami and Cleveland, 100% agree with Rod. I think points will be premium. We'll be looking at DTR and Huntley. I think this is just a nasty game. I think this total goes under. Green Bay and Minnesota, this is going to be a good one. I'm going to take the Vikings at the crib. I just think they're the better team. I know Green Bay beat up on the Saints Monday night, but we don't have much. I think Minnesota beat them in the first matchup. Now they're back at home. I think they'll find a way to circle the block and get them again. I'm going to take the Vikings on the money line in this one. Atlanta and Washington, I'm on the Falcons money line. I think A.J. Terrell is going to lock up T.J. McLaurin. I think they're going to make Washington one-dimensional. I know Jaden Daniels is going to run around and extend some plays, but I think Atlanta has a couple options on offense and a little speed to kind of slow that down. We're going to take the Falcons on the money line.
And they're here from Solo. Tell you what I think about these games. I'm going to go ahead and lead here with Miami. I just don't like what I'm seeing with this Cleveland's offense here over the past 3 games, averaging 9 points a game. DTR, man, what a disappointment. About 4 years, but 5 years plus at UCLA. And I really thought he would have a shot. Maybe he'll need it. Maybe he needs a change. Maybe he definitely needs a change of location here. Maybe it's the coaching. I don't know. But anyway, it's been kind of a disappointment. Tyler Huntley, pretty much a game manager there. And I'll look at Miami in this spot just with life here. Very though it's slim hopes here. That's always the concern here. But I'll take Miami there. Vikings and the Packers here. I'm going to go ahead and lead here with this Green Bay. I don't really like how this Vikings defense has looked. In that Seattle game, Seattle was in that game last week. I know it was a road spot, a little bit of rain, but to me, it's this Green Bay defense has just been playing really good of late, and I like the way they've looked. So I'll look at the Packers in that spot. I'm with Solo there with Atlanta here, plus the points. Atlanta has shown improvement defensively here. Both teams are in a hunt for a division title here. But I'll look for the Atlanta. I think Penix has definitely upgraded the quarterback position. No doubt, it'll be a second game. He'll be more comfortable here, and they've been running the ball a little here. Has this Falcons team? That's what I'll look at here in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show. 6-game card here from the NBA. We got some back-to-back spots. Really good matchups as well here. There's one in particular we'll get to in just a second. So let's go ahead and let's get started here with the first block here from the association. Bowl games return tomorrow. We got Nets and Magic. Magic here laying 7 home, total 203.5. We've got Hawks and Raptors. The Hawks road favorites, 1.5, total 239.5. Pacers and Boston again. After they played Friday, they play here again Sunday. Celtics, 11.5, total 233.5. We get to start here with Rod.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Nets and Orlando. Still 2 teams that are dealing with a pile of injuries. Hey, Banchero's starting to practice. He's amping up his rehab. You should be on the lookout. I think a few games he should be back for this Magic team, but not in this one. So at 204, I like the under. First to 100, even if we get to 100. Maybe at first to 90 wins this game. Not a lot of offense. Both these teams, slow pace of offense. So give me the under 204 in that matchup. And we've seen the Pacers got run right out of the gym in the last one there on Friday night. So we got run right out of the gym again. Probably not. I'll take the Pacers plus the points there in that one. Everybody will see that Boston ran them out the gym and go, oh, yeah, Boston's back. They're running right out the gym again. Not so fast. Give me the Pacers plus the points.
Yeah, Pacers were in a back-to-back. Yeah, Pacers were back-to-back. The Celtics was resting that spot. So
exactly. So people will look at that and be like, hey, it's the same thing. Was the same? Bet the same. No, give me the Pacers in that one. And then the Raptors at home, 239.5. Of course, that's what the total is. Raptors in Atlanta, they're kings of playing a whole lot of no defense being played. Matador defense on Sunday. Got to keep that hometown crowd happy. So give me the Raptors and the Atlanta Hawks over the 239.5.
Maybe that's how Mike Brown should have been if he kept his job. He should have been fighting like the head coach for Toronto. Get kicked out a few times. That just I think the players like that.
They like that.
They like that.
Scrappy and they're on his side. They're like, yeah.
Yeah, I think Brown should have been a little more vocal out there. I like him as a coach, but that's the one thing he just hasn't been that like fiery guy. I think sometimes the players need that. On over to Solo.
Yeah, the Nets and the Magic. I thought Rob was going to sing the song for you today, but I guess not. I'm going to take the Magic. I'm going to lay the points. Also saw yeah, they're going to get it done today. Also did see Banchero. He is, remming it up. He's getting ready to come back in a few weeks. This Orlando team is really strong at home. I think points would be premium. I'd also look at the under. I had the Pacers on the money line the other day. I'm running it right back. I'm right back with the Pacers. I still don't love this Boston team. I know it's a lot of points, but you got to pick and choose your spots in the NBA, baby. So we're going to roll the dice. We're rolling with the Pacers today. We're on the money line. If you can't stomach it, take the points. And I like what I saw from Atlanta last night. This line is extremely low. I think they're the better team. I think they find a way to get it done. I'm going to take the Hawks on the money line.
And there from Solo, tell you what I think about these games here. I'm going to look at Brooklyn plus the points because it looks like they got their guys, their shooters back here. Cameron Johnson looks like he's probable. Cam Thomas probable. Those are their shooters. And they need to get in there, guys. Build up your stats. We need to trade you for draft picks. So get in there and do it. Orlando's, I guess this finally happened where Orlando, those two key injuries were going to catch up to him. So I'm going to look here at Brooklyn here. Orlando has had some struggles of late with in the here, but I'm going to look at him. They're struggling shooting the basketball over the past 5 games, 44%, 30% from 3. With the main scorers back in lineup, I'll take Brooklyn plus here. Celtics and Pacers going over here. Pacers starting to play that fast pace on the road here. Boston is tops in home offensive efficiency, averaging about 122 points per 100 possessions. Look for the over. Indiana, 5-1 the over on the road against teams that outscore opponents by 3 points or greater. Celtics 5-3 the over at home against losing teams. That's what I'll look at there. I believe I'm going to take Toronto here. I like what I'm seeing from this team, mainly because Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett are healthy. When those two guys are healthy, I'm okay. Hawks here in a back-to-back spot here. And defense, the issue again with the Hawks over their past 5, again, with 48% shooting, 41% from 3. So that good defense didn't last very long for this Atlanta Hawks team.
No, they had a little stretch. Like, I don't know what it was there. Maybe they got a bonus if they played that week. You guys can play 1 week of good defense.
Yeah, that was all. That's all it was here. Hawks 0-4 to the spread as road favorite. They were 1-3 to the spread on the road, playing their 3rd game in 4 days. So it's not those back-to-backs. It's when it's the 3rd game in 4 days and back-to-back. That's when it's really tough on teams. So I'll look at Toronto here at plus the points. All right. That's right. So take the Nets, both Cams back. We got Rod.
Coach has come out on Mike Brown's behalf because he got fired while he was driving in his car. He just left the arena and was dealing with the team, and he was getting ready to fly to LA for the Lakers game, and they fired him while he was in his car. They couldn't even have the balls to do a face-to-face and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, but we're going to let you go."
Everything starts at the top, brother.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why everybody came out. They're coming out because they're like, "Hey, really? That's not how you let somebody go. If you're gonna let somebody go, be a man about it and look at them face to face and say, hey, if you're gonna let me go, then let me go. But don't just pick them. It sounded kind of like an AI voice was the rumor that's going on.
Oh my god!
It was like one of those automated phone calls going, hit 1 if you know you're getting fired. Hit 2 if you'd really like to hear us tell you you're getting fired. Like, come on. That's not how you let somebody go these days. You be a man and go right face to face and say, "Hey, sorry, but we got to move on from you, Brown."
Yeah, that's that was bad. And it was Vivek, the owner of the Sacramento Kings. He's been under fire. Kind of cooled down over the last, but when he came in, he was at courtside. He was right. Remember when he was drawing up plays for the coach and giving them to him at half during timeouts? I mean,
right.
Yeah.
and the other coach that came out was already fired from
Malone.
Sacramento.
Yeah, Mike Malone.
Mike Malone came out and he said, "Hey, don't worry, they fired me the same way, so it is what it is."
Yeah, the word out there is it's a joke and name
he had
coach.
A good team too.
Yeah.
Didn't he have Rondo and what's my man Cousins at the time? They were playing ball.
Yeah, they were playing ball, but man, it's a lot of anger right now with this Sacramento team. Man, this is a team that almost moved to Anaheim. I remember that when they were going to they were going to try to have 3 teams in the LA marketplace. Wow, New York did it, but they got their. I guess they got their arena right there. They were fighting for that, but that was a possibility. This
was possible. They got the arena though, so they hang around.
Yeah, they hung around, but who was that former Phoenix Suns who became the mayor of Sacramento? What's his name? He was the one that orchestrated that, kept him over there. God, his name escapes. He was a point guard back in the day. Oh, a name will come. I'm sure somebody in the chat will remember that. All right, let's continue. Here's the game we're all looking forward to here in the NBA. Memphis and OKC, although I wish both teams are fully rested, though. We got OKC here, 7. I'm seeing 6.5s popping up now. Total 230.5. Heat and Rockets. Rockets 8.5 at home. Total 216.5. Spurs and T-Wolves. Another pretty good matchup here because the Spurs are fully healthy. We got T-Wolves here, 6.5, total 215. Pretty much Timberwolves as well. You just got a bunch of backups that are out here for this Timberwolves team. But we'll look at this injury report here. For Miami, Butler is out. Richardson has been upgraded to questionable. Brooks and Eason upgraded to questionable here for Houston. Memphis and OKC, no Ja here. That's the big one here. No Ja, no Smart, no Gigi. Aldama out as well. Clark questionable. OKC side, we've got Holmgren out. Dort has been upgraded to questionable. So Dort upgraded to questionable. Caruso upgraded to questionable as well. San Antonio, clean injury report. Minnesota, pretty much the same. You just got into the bench guys. Garza and Knicks out. Let's go over to Rod.
Yeah, for me, this one, I'll take OKC. Memphis just got too many guys out to be able to hang with OKC. If they were 100% healthy, then the points that you're getting, I would definitely be leaning to Memphis. But OKC, they've won, 5 straight versus Memphis and handled them pretty easily. Won by 6 points, won by 15 points, won by 19 points, won by 31 points, won by 6. This first meeting of the year, though, between these two teams, I think OKC at home runs it up, wins by double digits there in that one. And I think this Houston Rockets team is going to be a little bit mad that they let that one slip away to Minnesota, having yourself a nice 16-point lead and letting that slip away and losing that game. Yeah, I like the Rockets to bounce back there in that one. Big. I think they blow Miami right out of the gym, chase them right out the gym. I think Miami would be lucky to score 90 points in that one. Give me the Rockets. Big.
There we go, Rod. From Rod, I want to thank Kevin Smith or Kevin Smythe. I heard it's pronounced both. For Kevin Johnson, that was the player that was thinking of. That's
KJ.
right.
Yeah.
They kept him in the city. All right, let's move on over to Solo.
Yeah, I had them sneakers way back in the day. Miami and Cleveland. Where we at? I'm sorry, the Heat and the Rockets. I'm gonna lay it with the Rockets. I like the way they play ball at home. I know this Heat team is a little banged up. I understand Butler's in, but I think the Rockets will clamp down and play defense. I think they'll find a way to pull away second half. I'm going to lay with the Rockets. Memphis just has too many injuries. I'm going to lay with OKC. I think these teams get up and down, score some points, but I think the Thunder pull away. I think they just find a way to get it done. Just got way more bodies. Like you say, Dort's in. I think they just find a way to slow Memphis down. The Spurs and Minnesota. I'm going to take Wemby and the Spurs. It look like they're healthy. I like the way they're playing ball. Wemby's coming off those screens. He's firing. This total's a little alarming. I'm going to take the Spurs with a sprinkle on the money line.
There from Solo. Tell you what I think about these games. Yeah, I'm going to look at Memphis here. I got Desmond Bane. I got Jackson in there. Scottie Pippen. I got Edie the Giant. I'm calling him Edie the Giant now. He's in there for the Memphis. And of course, it's the rest advantage versus the team that's on a back-to-back playing their third game in 4 nights. It's just an angle I'm going to take, especially when you're laying 7 over 2 possessions. Kind of a fatigue spot for the Thunder. Who knows? Some people say maybe OKC's not spot proof, right? We'll see. They're human. I'm going to take them at that plus price. Heat and Rockets. That one for me, I like the under in this one. The Heat. Wow, look at this. The Heat. This is the past 2 seasons, including last year's data and this year's. 7-1 the under in road back-to-back games. That's when they play 2 road games in a row in back-to-back spots. 7-1 to the under. How good this Rockets team's clamp at home. This looks to me like Miami be challenged just to get over 90 points in this game. the way they play. Yeah. The way they play there. All right. Let's see. And also I agree with Soler. I like the Spurs. Spurs at full health here. They've covered 5 straight. I'll take the Spurs plus the points. Minnesota here has been struggling defensively over their past 5, giving 48% shooting, 41% from 3, struggling shooting the basketball overall. The Spurs numbers are pretty ugly on the road, but they were injured a lot. They used to have multiple guys on the report. We've seen clean sheets here from this on the injury report for San Antonio for some time, and they've covered 5 straight, right? So I'm going to look at it.
They got 2 coaches, Tony.
That's right. Yeah.
When you watch the Spurs, if you really just sit down and watch the Spurs game, Chris Paul is controlling everything. He probably knows more than the coach on the side. I mean, he's coaching everything. You can see this team is believing in him. They trust in him. And they're starting to cover some spreads and win some games. Spurs rolling right now. Chris
Paul works good with young players. He did that when he was in OKC that first year, and I noticed that about him. But he doesn't work well when he's with veterans because that approach doesn't always work.
Too bullish, yeah.
Yeah, because the veterans think they know everything, and he's that old school point guard mentality that goes back to Oscar Robertson, goes back to all back of the day in basketball. The point guard was the team captain of the game. He called you out. He said something. You respected him. But today's NBA, Some of these veterans don't like that treatment, but
too
a lot of them, they don't understand the history of the game. It's that point guard is such an important position and a lot on him. But to his credit, he handles it. Principal handles it right, and the young players listen to him. And that's the important thing there. And of course, like you said, to me, he's a coach in waiting once he leaves the NBA if he wants it. That's if he wants it.
Yeah, Wemby just shakes his head and walks down the floor, and you look up, and he doesn't make the same mistake twice. And I say, there it is. He's coachable, man. He's a good player. We can move on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And of course, it's helped to help Pop up there because, Pop's going to enforce that too. You got to have the coach reinforcing it too. Because if the coach isn't backing up Paul, that makes it very tough. It just makes it a bad situation there. All right. We got you through here on the NBA. So now it's time to turn our attention to college hoops. We got college hoops back in action. Good call, Rod, with the UCLA Bruins. I just didn't have the guts taking them. They hurt my feelings against North Carolina there. But that was a nice game in the crypto there. So I had a pretty good atmosphere.
It's because it's two polar opposite teams, right? UCLA loves to just slow the pace down and they walk back after on the other end. And the Zags, they love to run. They're a fast-paced team, and they want to run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If they could drag you into that type of game, which I knew they wouldn't, that UCLA was going to drag them all day long, and it just got some out of funk. And you've seen it in the first half, and it just continued in the second half, and UCLA got the win outright. I'm mad I didn't put it in myself. So I hope everybody else don't. I definitely bet it, but I definitely didn't get it in the premium side.
Pass it on the premium side. All right, let's get to the college hoops card. We got a few mid-major sprinkled in. We had it yesterday. We had some mid-major conference games in there, but this time of the year, we just asked the cappers, just give us what you got in college hoops. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and a smaller card today in college hoops action. But the first one I'm looking at here is there it is. Give me Florida big over Stetson. Florida is that much the better team. I think Stetson only 3-7 against the number. I think Florida's got a shot to hit 100 today, and I don't think Stetson can get even nowhere near 60. So you know what that is. I'll lay the 38 with the Gators in that one. They're going to chomp Stetson right up in that matchup. Not even close. Another one. There's a couple big blowout numbers today that I'm looking at a little later in the afternoon. Where is it? Illinois. Give me Illinois versus Chicago State. You know what? I'm going to take Chicago State. 39 points for Illinois to be covered. That's too many. This Illinois team, they are big. They score their points in the paint. Not a high three-point shooting team, but 39. They just want to win. They'll cruise to the win and not cover that 39 points. Give me Chicago State plus the 39 in that one. And you know me, I'm an Illinois guy. I love Illinois. But 39 points is just too many in that matchup. Another one I like in this here today is give me Missouri State. They're on the road heading into Evansville. I don't trust the Purple Aces. They're not ace at all. They're ass. It should be the Purple Asses in that one because their ass going to be hanging out and it's not going to be good. Missouri's going to come in there and run them out of their own gym. Give me Missouri State. Lay the 4.5. I see in that one. It's on the move up to 5 in some books. So jump on that one quick before it gets too high. I think they win by double digits. So I don't think you have to worry about that one there. And then the last one, you know what? You look at this Florida A&M team and 6-2 against the number. Yeah, because they get like a boatload of points. They're getting 10 against Tarleton now. I think that's still not enough. They're against the Tarleton State team at home that easily cruised to the double-digit win over Florida A&M there today.
Yeah, from Ron, move on over to Solo.
Campbell in North Carolina, Hubert Davis, you got to get this together. If they got to roll Campbell. Campbell should not be, close to North Carolina. They should blow them out. This -28 should be easy. Let's keep moving on. I'm gonna take Purdue Fort Wayne. Green Bay and Doug Gottlieb don't have a damn clue. I'm gonna lay it. I'm gonna lay the -8.5 with Purdue Fort Wayne. Green Bay, they don't play hard for the coach. They don't respect the coach. They don't play together. This team is a mess. They're gonna have to blow this up. Morgan State and Minnesota. I'm gonna lay it with Minnesota. Morgan State this is a bad situation. They don't have good size. They don't have good guard play. Poor coaching. They'll probably be arguing with each other around the 10-minute mark in the first half. This thing's going to get ugly. They're going to fall apart today. Lay it with Minnesota. And I'm going to lay it with Texas. I just don't think Northwestern State has the size or the horses to run with the Longhorns. I'm going to lay it with Texas.
There from Solo. Yeah, Gottlieb was mentioned his best player just to prove a point. You know, I mean, I don't understand. It just went south fast there. All right. Yeah, I'll give you one here. I like Cleveland State here in their conference game here against Wright State. We have 3 games already in the horizon. This will be their 4th conference game. We already have conference numbers that we could lean on here. And what we've seen so far with Cleveland State in conference, and they're usually on the top, right? We usually see them in the Horizon Championship game, and when we get to into March, this team is second in offensive efficiency in conference. They secure the basketball, they rebound offensively, they make 43% from 3, and they make 82% at the line, and they defend. So I like Cleveland State's profile here in conference. Looking here at Wright State, don't force turnovers. They turn the ball over. They're not very good on the offensive glass. They make 72% at the line. That's in their 3 conference games this year. So I'm looking at conference numbers. We already have, like I said, there's a conference here with already 3 conference games in. That's the Horizon League. I like Cleveland State here laying the 1.5. All right. We got you through here the college basketball card here. And now it's time to see what Solo has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Solo heading into a big weekend of action here today. Of course, we got the NFL, lots of hoops coverage. Bowl games come back tomorrow. What do you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
We're a little light today. It's a tricky card. I think we got 3 total plays. So we sprinkled over NFL and NBA. So we'll be back firing tomorrow. Bowl games to pick up. So, we'll be ready to go. We're in the books. We heading into 2025. We're going to take over. So get to sign up with me short term, long term. Pay me up one of the good capitals. I'm ready to roll, baby. Let's get to the bank. Good luck to everybody today.
That's right. Get the bank with Solo over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description. Get on over to Tony's Picks and get on board with Solo. When you get on board with his long-term passes, one of his premium packages there, use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. All right. Solo, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great afternoon, evening. We'll catch up with you soon.
I appreciate it, man. See y'all tomorrow. Good luck.
Have a good day, Solo. Good luck today, buddy.
Good luck. Solo here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. All right, let's continue on. We go to hockey here. Rod with the heavy lifting in the NHL. So we'll do the afternoon games. We'll do the 12:07 to 2:37 here. We'll do Sabres at Blues. We got the Blues $1.14, total 5.5. Oilers at the Ducks. Here we've got the Oilers 285, total 6.5. Capitals at Red Wings. Capitals $1.31, total 6. Canadians at Lightning. Lightning big favorites 233, total 6.5. And we'll close this block off here with the end of the afternoon sessions here. Islanders and Penguins. We got Islanders $1.19, total 6. NHL afternoon sessions.
All right, looking at these matchups here, I just want to see if any news has changed on goalie-wise, but probably not. Still early. There are a couple teams on a back-to-back spot as well here. So looking at these early ones here, we got St. Louis taking on Buffalo, and we look at that last game on Friday night. It was a 7-4 win for the Blues. They beat up on Nashville. That's a rare spot. There was a Hofer in goal for the Blues there in that one. Before that game, we had played to 6 unders. So I like the under 5.5. That's why that total's at 5.5. Bennington's back in net for the Blues here in this one. Goal's going to come at a premium in that one. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for Buffalo. So expect a low-scoring first to 3 type game. Give me the under 5.5 there in that one. And the Oilers on the back-to-back here facing a Ducks team that has not looked good. I wanted to see if Dostal was back in net for the Ducks, but it's looking like Gibson again. So it's Gibson. I don't want any part of that. Dostal's expected to play, but is he at 100%? I think the Oilers are 100%. Give me the Oilers have picked up their play and doing what they normally do. Slow start, and they're rising up the schedule with wins and wins and wins and more wins. So give me the Oilers on the puck line there in that matchup. The other, you went all the way to the 5, right? 5:30s? All right.
5:37. I'm sorry, yeah, 12:07 to 2:37.
12:07 to 2. Yeah, so just the early couple, right? There's only 9 games today.
3,
so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First 5.
Oh, okay. So the 5 p.m. Eastern ones, right? The 5 p.m.
5:37. Yeah, 5. Yeah, we went to that.
All right. So then looking at those couple, we got Montreal taking on Tampa Bay. Both teams on the back-to-back here in this spot. Who's starting? I think Montreal's starting. Montreal started a goalie yesterday, their rookie, and guess what? He stood on his head and shut out the Florida Panthers in that one. So who's getting the start here? It looks like Montembeault's getting the start for Tampa Bay. So I expect the way we see Tampa Bay play yesterday, they are on fire, covering the puck line in 8 of their last 9. I think they beat up on Montreal there in that one. Take Tampa on the puck line. And then looking at Washington taking on Detroit. Guess who's back? Ovi's back for Washington. And they Logan Thompson got the start for Washington yesterday. And, man, he just looks real good. And Ovi got himself another goal. I can't go against this Washington club, even with Charlie Lindgren in goal in that one. Shmi Leon getting the start for Detroit. The new coach definitely didn't equate to a win for the Detroit team. So give me the Washington Capitals, just playing lights out hockey. Sprinkle a little on Washington, comes out of the East as well. They're looking real good in that Eastern Conference. And then the last one, you got Islanders taking on Pittsburgh. We see what the Islanders did to Pittsburgh yesterday. Guess what? Pittsburgh's going to pay them back because why? They're back at home for the Penguins. Penguins at home play lights out hockey. I like the Pittsburgh Penguins in that one. I believe the Islanders are starting an AHL goalie themselves. Let me see. Yeah, it's going to be probably going to butcher his name. He's got Marcus Hogberg is going to get the start for the Islanders in that one. So I think the Pittsburgh Penguins at home. They've won 5 of the last 6 games at home. Penguins get the bounce back of revenge after last night's loss.
All right, let's continue on as we close out the hockey with 507s and the 607s here. Senators and Wild. We've got the Wild here, $1.43 total 6. Flames and Golden Knights. We got the Golden Knights here, 210 total 6.5. Stars at the Blackhawks. We've got the Stars here, 238 total 6. Flyers at the Kings. Kings here in a back-to-back spot. Just got by the Oilers yesterday. We got the Kings, $1.66 total 5.5.
Yeah, and you look at these 4 in this spot. You look at the Wild here at home. We'll start that one off, and you got Ottawa. And still no hallmark for Ottawa in that one. I expect a lower scoring one anyways. Both teams can play some defensive hockey. You look at Ottawa 17-13 to the under. Minnesota 19-15 to the under at home. They play some solid defensive hockey. Give me the under 6 in that matchup. Calgary and Vegas. Hey, Calgary got the win over the Sharks 3-1. And then now you got to fly into Vegas back-to-back spot. Tough spot. I like the over 6.5 there in that one. We know Vegas does all their heavy lifting and scoring at home. Easily averaging 4 goals a game at home this season is Vegas. So take the over 6.5 in that one. Take the under 6, Dallas, Chicago. Low scoring one between those two teams. Chicago plays some, they're 19-14 to the under. Dallas 20-11 to the under this season. So the under 6 is the play there in that one with a lead to the Blackhawks plus the 1.5. We know Dallas sometimes they play down to their opponent, especially on the road. So I lead to the Blackhawks plus the 1.5 in that one. And then your Kings, man, they're just playing pretty good hockey. How can you go against them? 20-10 on the season, playing real good. Back-to-back spot or not, Philadelphia is enjoying their West Coast trip, enjoying the abnormally hot summer or the abnormally temperatures for this season, Tony. I think they're enjoying the beach and the sun, and the Kings capitalize on that and get themselves a win. I think they beat up on the Flyers. I like the Kings on the puck line in that one.
Kings puck line there, late night game. All right, we got you through here. These games here from the NHL. I know it's just a question said nothing about someone was asking about the 3-way ties in the division. I don't understand what sport. NFL 3-way ties in these divisions, acting like this. I don't know. I don't know if we're talking about teams with lie. We're not talking about tanking. I don't unless we're talking about the Philly game. You might be talking about Philadelphia, the Cowboys. I don't know. Backup quarterback there, Pickens. I think probably that's I don't know. Some people like the Cowboys because the way they've been playing down the stretch. And of course, Pickens. I don't think people have faith in Pickens as well. And of course, Philadelphia, that defense last week against Washington. I know a lot of people were putting on Hurts, but remember, the defense gave a lot to that Commanders team yesterday. All right, let's continue here on the.
To answer Mr. Wesker's question was why is NHL so unpopular? It's hard. It's not an easy sport to be betting. That's the reason why people like easy, and it's not easy. Why? Because there's such a variance from team to team. Each team can be competitive. Each team can win games on any given night. There's no team in NHL history that's ever completely won all their games in the season, right? So it's like baseball. Oh, yeah. I call it like baseball, that you can have a winning, profitable record with a losing record. You could be hitting at 45% of your hits with the NHL. Why? Because you take the big plus prices. You have to take them plus prices with the dogs. I'm telling you, you want to bet NHL and be successful at betting NHL, you have to find those plus money spots. You don't want to be. You can't be laying $150s, $180s with a favorite and lose that one, because once you lose that one, it's like almost losing 2 bets in one. So that quickly snowballs down the hill, and you're in big trouble. And then what happens is people also try to chase those puck lines. They get greedy and they look and they're like, "Ooh, look at that! Look at that plus 240 on a puck line." Sometimes you get a little excited and you can't. And your team wins by 1. It's like baseball. That top of the ninth play, that minus run line. There's nothing like that top of the ninth home run to bust up your team winning by 2. It happens in the NHL as well. That empty netter, surprisingly, it doesn't hit as much as you think it does. The percentage is very low on how many empty netters go in to give teams that 2-goal win. The percentage is probably pretty close to even that they score the goal to send it to overtime. So that's why NHL is tough, because you have to be very selective, and when you do find something, you want to find a dog.
You know, one thing I'll say here with money line betting, when you bet the spreads, you're getting usually 110 on both sides, right? That's not the case in money line betting. You have to make sure you have multiple outs, because the spread between favorite and underdog huge in some of these books, huge, where it's just books are just smothering you. So that money line spread, you got to take a look at it. Some of them are just, I mean, I'm looking at my line sheet here.
Well, yeah, look,
right now, I'm seeing here at circa Blues minus 110 plus 102 on the Sabres. Okay, I'm seeing it at another book here, the Blues minus 118 on the other side minus 102. Look at that spread there, right? You know, that's
$8 difference right there,
yeah,
too, right? Like just in that money line play, you had them at minus 110 in one book, and then another book is an $8 difference at minus 118 for the money line play. So $8, just think if you make 100 bets in a year, or even 100 bets in a month, paying that extra $8, that's $800. You know, that's just too much. So it was like yesterday, the Florida Panthers were what, plus 350 or minus 350? Guess what? If you put the Panthers on the money line, you lost, and Montreal won that game outright. So you got to find the dogs. That's what I'm telling you. In the NHL, find that dog. And you know why? Dogs have more chance coming in the NHL than anything else, especially money line ones, because they do. And watch for those spots. Books, they know when to guard themselves. When you see money lines around about plus 40, plus 150, especially on teams where you see that variance where it's like, hey, this variance is a little closer. These teams aren't as bad as what people think. 40% winning teams, those can be the money makers for you this season.
And don't forget
later seasons in the NHL.
And one of the things that I always see here that draws my attention too is that don't be afraid to bet totals. One of the comments that always irks a lot of cappers is, especially experienced cappers, when people get angry when you give a total. Why, are you afraid of the side? Are you afraid of the side? And I always are you afraid of betting totals? Are you afraid of betting totals? It's not comfortable. I mean, it's just like a poker playing. I kind of, look at the betting unders as like playing with a pair of jacks, right? It's uncomfortable because an overcard is going to beat you post flop, right? So you have to have the cojones here to bet your pocket aces and read your opponent. That's the same thing here with the totals here. Is you have to be able to play on the total as well, and not shy away from, I don't like totals. They make me uncomfortable. I can't enjoy watching the game. It's hard to watch it with unders, but it's kind of like I refer to like pocket jacks. You're going to win most of the time, but it's always uncomfortable with that first bet. After also position has a lot to do with poker, but that's what I'm just kind of referring there with the totals. Don't be afraid to bet totals, and don't be afraid when people make comments about, why don't you? Are you scared? Are you scared of betting the side? What are you afraid of? And always reverse it. What are you afraid of betting totals? What's wrong with you? And not what's wrong with me.
Because I can't lay a minus 350 on some teams. Right? Yeah. I look at that variance. So then I turn it into total and look, like I did in the Blues game today. I like the Blues to bounce back, but I like the under as the better play. Bennington's going to play lights out, sub 3 goals against. Ukko-Pekka Luka, same thing. It's just I like the under 5.5 better. First of 3 wins, a 3-1 game, 2-1 game, something like that is what we're going to see there. 6 goals to beat us? Nah, no. Yeah. Give me the under there, especially in one of these morning games. It's one of those early starting ones. So sometimes that total is the better way to go.
Scheduling spots, there's a lot that goes into like it's 82 game season, so you always got to keep the look at the scheduling spot. Goalie changes, a lot going on there. All right, we got to the sports. Now it's time for our parlay segment, where we give you a parlay or a player prop or a game coming up. So let's give it over to Rod.
And for me, we're going to go with a little 4-teamer in the NBA today. We're going to go with the Raptors on the money line because they're at home where they play their best hoops. We're going to take the Pacers to bounce back plus the points. We're going to take the Houston Rockets at home, lay the points, and then we're going to take the Spurs plus the 6.5 there in that one. Little 4-teamer for you today in the NBA. Love those ones today.
There we go from Rod. I'm going to give you here that I'm going to take the Cowboys plus the points to keep it close here. And I just think Philadelphia is going to play a conservative game plan, just like we saw with the Rams. They almost choked the game away yesterday. But I'll take the Cowboys plus the points here. Also like Nets plus the points with their scorers coming back. The 2 Cams coming back today for Nets. They're probable. Looks like they're going to go. Give me the Raptors here at home here to come to bounce back after that humiliating loss there. At least the coach was out there fighting for them. I respect that. That's maybe Mike Brown. You got to get like that maybe because I think the players know you're on their side. Because I just know that some of the players that like whenever there's a bad call, whatever. They like the coaches out there fighting for them for calls.
Fight for them, yeah, exactly. Throw a ball in there. Get out there and get yourself tossed out. Sometimes it's good for your team.
Yeah, we see it in baseball when there's issues there. The manager,
yeah, we see. Yeah, when your team's going the other way, I've seen managers come out, kick some dirt, throw the thing, get tossed, and usually your team starts to play better. So
yeah, and a lot of that is because there's a lot of chirping in the dugout on the bench. Hey, so and so is doing this. So and so, this referee isn't giving me this. Keep an eye on that. And they look at the coach like, "Aren't you going to do anything? Don't you have my back?" A lot of this stuff happens because of that, especially with these coaches that aren't very vocal. They think they look at, well, if I'm on the referee's good side, or I'm going to get the good calls. It's not always the case because referees have issues with players. So you gotta fight for your players, and I think that's the one thing with Brown. He doesn't fight enough for his players out there on the court with the refs. He doesn't play the ref game very well.
Right? Yeah. Sometimes you got to be nice to the ref. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, you see those players that they'll go up and talk to the ref and chat with them in the break. Hey, did you get my fruit basket? Come on. Yes, look at the Chiefs. I'm sure they're sending out fruit baskets to all the refs. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
You get those calls in those situations when you're nice to the refs.
Yeah. And when you're not getting the calls, then you got to be really vocal and back your players. Because in that and hear the chirping, the players are going to chirp on the bench. You're going to hear this guy. This guy is not getting anything from me. He's not calling this. He's not calling that. And you as a coach, you need to respond to that. Because if you don't, then you're going to lose the locker room. To me, that's the number one key here in sports. If the players are think they're getting slighted by the refs, you got to back them up. When you don't back them up, you lose them. To me, that is a number one issue with these coaches when they get themselves in trouble is back up your guys if they're getting slighted here by the refs. It does go a little extreme with that UConn coach, but look what's happened here, right? I mean, look what's happened. These guys dive on they dive for them. They play hard for them. So that to me is what you got to do here is fight for your guys when they're getting slighted there. That's all that I think that's all what they want from you. And I think that's the issue. Brown just never had that personality to do that for his players. And that's what happens. All right. Especially guys like star players like Darren Fox, right? That's those things that happen. All right. Yep, back your guys like Darko in Toronto. You got to do that, man. There's a reason why. There's a reason for it. When the players don't think that they're getting the whistle, you got to back them up. That's all you got to do. All right, we got through that. Let's see what Rod has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Rod is putting up together a great year over at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll put his numbers up right now. 1,849 units of profit heading to a big Sunday. What do you got for sale, Rod?
Now for me over at Tony's Picks today, I've got my five pack. It's NFL Sunday, so I got my NFL Sunday ticket. You got 5 places in there, including my 10-star play of the day. And then I got a 3-pack of the college hoops action, and then my NHL sniper play of the day over there as well. So definitely join me and continue stacking the units this 2024. We're almost done with 2024. So let's finish it off strong and put some of that money to your pocket. Head over, hit the link in the description. That'll get you right on over to TonySpix.com. And then when you get there, use the code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off all your purchases. Definitely check out that 2-for-1 capper promotional as well. Having 2 cappers putting money in your pocket, definitely the way to go over there. And when you're aboard something long term, then you don't miss out on any of those late steam plays where you find something late in the afternoon in a basketball game, goalie gets hurt or something like that happens. Hey, we got you covered. You'll get that email directly to you when we put those plays in. 10 minutes to 2 hours before game time are the late steam plays. So definitely be on the lookout for those for long-term subscribers. Jump aboard. Let's finish off the weekend strong.
So we got strong with Rod over at Tony's Picks. Great results, as you can see, all documented. So when you go to Rod's handicapper page over at Tony's Picks, every play is documented. We rate them immediately on the site. So go over there and check them out and go ahead and get signed up and use that promo code. All right. Over at Tony's Picks, I've got a best bet here from the NFL up there right now. Having a great year in the NFL this year. We're going to bounce back of that Rams debacle yesterday, but we'll bounce back here, getting the win column for you. Also a 3-pack mixing an NFL with hoops action as well. Have 2 premiums in NFL. There's 9 games. Being selective here, it's second to last week of the season there. So we'll got some four premiums for you on the board today. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks. Remember that promo Tony T at checkout will save that 50% off. Get matched me and Rod together in a 2-for-1 cap promotion here on the long-term pass. Save even more money there. All right. We got you through the show, guys. We're with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. each time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, be live with us. And we drop the plays, you get them right away. And of course, we have the show archived on our YouTube channel. So if you missed the show, go to our YouTube channel, hit that live tab, watch the replay. And if you need help with the late games, you can always watch them again and forward to the late games so you guys can get help with those picks. All right. Also on our YouTube channel, we have a on-demand section up there with lots of cappers posting up their videos, going in depth there, more in depth with the games. Rod, what do you got over on the Tony Picks YouTube channel? I saw you and Ron put together some videos. You got videos up there in your plans for the week?
Yeah, plans for the week. I was trying to get the hockey out, but like I said, the cold temperature stuff, just as you can see me, I'm still freezing a little bit. It doesn't. Sometimes cold weather just doesn't equate to anything good. And where I am, it's the upload speed. These ones usually turn out good and usually very little chopping. But for me to upload something, sometimes I hit that thing to upload and it tells me, look, 4 hours and 54 minutes. And I'm like, wow, it's a 2-minute video. 4 hours and 58 minutes. It's tough. I wish I could get a little better out here. We can move eventually. But until I do, some days I did the whole rundown on them. But yeah, me and Ron got you covered on the college football playoffs and on the second round. That video's out there, so definitely go check that out. And all the hockey's archived. I went over every game on the morning show here to make sure that we got you covered on all the hockey, because that's what I like to do, make sure you get covered on all the hockey. So definitely check out Tony Picks YouTube. Lots of content over there video-wise for you to check out, and find some more in-depth analysis on some of these games. We deep dive a little more on those videos over there, so definitely go check those out.
Yeah, check out our videos over at Tony's Picks Morning Show, guys, over on YouTube channel, Tony's Picks. Hit the live tab and our on-demand tab. Great content from all our coppers contributing to the show. All right, that's going to do it for a show. Back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. each time. More hoops coverage. Get some bowl coverage for you as well. NFL, Monday Night Football as well. Got Lions and 49ers. We'll have those picks for you, as well as the bowl game and more. It's going to be a busy week here as we get into the New Year's with the college football bowls. The next round begins here on New Year's Eve. So make sure you tune into us. We'll have picks for you throughout every day here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. All right, that's going to do it. Rod, do you have anything in closing before we go?
Yeah, one more. Yeah, we're looking at Barry Smith loving the Buffalo Sabres. Or why? I don't know. The reason why that line is the way it is, Buffalo won the first meeting of the season, and in that meeting between these two, Buffalo was the favorite. They were minus 165 favorite in that game versus St. Louis earlier in the season. Guess what? Buffalo got the win 4-3 in that matchup. So the bookmakers made this a little close because it's a revenge game. The Blues, both teams on a 2-game winning streak. Other than that, Blues 4-4 over their last 10. They're not playing great hockey. So that's why it's a coin flip. And most books I see now, I see Buffalo at the plus money. So when I see Buffalo at this plus money, now I see St. Louis minus 120 in most books, and that plus money looks like they're trying to bait you into taking Buffalo. Don't do it.
There you go for
St. Louis in that one.
There you go from
just that's the way I see the line. It should have been it should have been earlier. They were overvaluing Buffalo, and Buffalo got the win, and that's what the bookmaker sees. So they don't want to get passed by Buffalo coming in here at a big plus price. But now Buffalo is a plus price. It's like the better goalie's playing. Bennington's in there, so it's a coin flip.
They've done the math here. If the Giants lose the next 2 games, they get the number 1 pick. So they control their destiny to lose 2 in a row, and they get the number 1. All right, that's going to do here for the Tony Spick Show. We're back again tomorrow. Goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning day and night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow here on the Tony Spick Morning Show.